My girlfriend posted Snapchat videos flirting with bartenders on her girls' trip saying she was just having fun, so I had her friend send me all the screenshots and showed her what real fun looks like. My name is Jake and I'm 25 years old. 3 weeks ago, I thought I was in a solid relationship with my girlfriend of 2 years, Emma. We'd been talking about moving in together, meeting each other's families more seriously, and I genuinely thought she might be the one. Now I'm single, significantly wiser about red flags, and honestly relieved that I found out who she really was before we got any more serious. Let me give you some background first. Emma is 23, works in marketing, and has always been what you'd call social. She loves going out, taking pictures, and generally being the center of attention. I'm more low-key, but I appreciated her energy and the way she could light up a room. We balanced each other out well, or so I thought. Emma had been planning this girl's trip to Miami for months. It was supposed to be her best friend Chloe, her college roommate Madison, and 2 other friends I didn't know very well. They'd booked a nice hotel, made reservations at trendy restaurants, and were planning to hit all the hottest clubs and beach bars. Emma was incredibly excited about it and had been posting countdown posts on Instagram for weeks. I was completely supportive of the trip. I trust Emma, and I think it's healthy for couples to have their own friend groups and experiences. The night before she left, we had dinner together and she kept talking about how much she was going to miss me and how she'd call me every day. She even joked about how she'd probably be too tired from all the walking and sun to do much partying. The first day of her trip went exactly as I expected. She sent me cute texts throughout the day, shared some photos of their hotel room and the beach, and called me that evening to tell me about their dinner. Everything seemed normal and exactly what you'd expect from a girlfriend on a trip with her friends. But then day 2 happened, and everything changed. I was at work when my friend Tyler texted me a screenshot. It was from Emma's Snapchat story, a video of her at a beach bar, clearly tipsy, leaning over the bar while talking to a shirtless bartender. The video was captioned "Miami bartenders hit different" with several fire and heart eye emojis. I stared at the screenshot for a few minutes, trying to process what I was seeing. The video showed Emma laughing and touching the bartender's arm while he made her drink. She was wearing a tiny bikini that I'd never seen before and had done her hair and makeup like she was going to a club, not just hanging out at a beach bar during the day. I told myself I was overreacting. She was on vacation, she was having fun, and flirting doesn't necessarily mean anything serious. But something about the whole vibe of the video made me uncomfortable. It wasn't just friendly conversation, there was definitely sexual tension there. Tyler texted me again, "Dude, there are more. Madison's boyfriend sent these to me because he thought you should know." My stomach dropped. More? Over the next hour, Tyler sent me 6 more screenshots from Emma's Snapchat story. Each one was worse than the last. There was Emma doing shots with a different bartender while sitting on the bar itself. Another video of her dancing with a guy who was definitely not part of her friend group, captioned "New friends are the best friends." One particularly bad one showed her getting a piggyback ride from some random guy on the beach, laughing and clearly drunk in the middle of the afternoon. But the worst one was a video she'd posted late that night. Emma was at a club, grinding against some guy while looking directly into the camera with this sultry expression I'd never seen her make with me. The caption read, "What happens in Miami?" I felt sick. This wasn't just having fun with friends, this was single girl behavior. She was acting like she didn't have a boyfriend at all. I didn't know what to do. Part of me wanted to call her immediately and confront her, but another part of me wanted to see how far this would go. Would she tell me the truth about what she was doing when she called me that night? Emma called me around midnight her time, clearly drunk but trying to hide it. "Hey baby," she slurred slightly. "Just wanted to say goodnight. We had such a chill day at the beach and went to bed early. I miss you so much." She was lying to my face. While she was telling me they'd had a chill day and went to bed early, I was looking at screenshots of her grinding on random guys at a club. "How was your day?" I asked, giving her a chance to be honest. "Oh, just girl stuff. We laid by the pool, had some drinks, nothing crazy. Madison got a little too much sun so we kept it low-key." More lies. Madison was in half the videos I'd seen, and she definitely hadn't been nursing a sunburn at the hotel. "That sounds nice," I said. "I'm glad you're having fun but staying safe." "Of course, baby. You know me, I'm not a party girl anymore. I just want to relax with my friends." After we hung up, I sat in my apartment staring at the screenshots on my phone. Emma had lied to me repeatedly about what she was doing, and based on the videos, she was acting completely single. The way she was flirting, touching other guys, and posting thirsty captions, this wasn't the behavior of someone in a committed relationship. Day 3 brought even more evidence. Tyler kept forwarding me screenshots, and now other friends were sending them too. Apparently, Emma's behavior was so obvious that multiple people who knew we were together felt like I needed to see what was happening. The new video showed Emma at a pool party, playing some kind of drinking game that involved her sitting on a guy's lap. Another video showed her making out with a different guy at yet another bar, though she deleted that one from her story pretty quickly. But not quickly enough, 3 different people had screenshot it. That's when I realized this wasn't just drunken vacation behavior. Emma was actively hooking up with other guys and then calling me every night to lie about what she'd done. She was treating our entire relationship like it didn't exist while she was in Miami. I decided to test her one more time. When she called me that night, I asked directly, "So what did you guys do today? Any fun stories?" "Oh, just more beach time," she said. "We're all getting along so well and just having the most relaxing time. Honestly, I think I'm getting too old for the party scene. I'd rather just chill with good friends, you know?" She was telling me she was too old for the party scene while I had literal video evidence of her making out with strangers at multiple parties. That's when I made my decision. Instead of confronting her while she was still in Miami, I decided to wait until she got home and see what story she'd tell me about her trip. I wanted to see just how far she'd take the lies. Emma came home on Sunday afternoon, and I picked her up from the airport as planned. She was all over me, talking about how much she'd missed me and how boring the trip had been. "Honestly, I'm so glad to be home," she said. "Girls' trips sound fun in theory, but I just wanted to be with you the whole time." I listened to her describe a completely fictional version of her trip. According to Emma, they'd spent most of their time at the hotel pool, went to maybe 2 low-key bars, and were in bed by midnight every night. She said the other girls were too wild for her and that she'd realized how much she valued our quiet relationship. "I think I got it out of my system," she said. "I don't need to party anymore. I just want to focus on us." The whole performance was so calculated and manipulative that I almost admired her commitment to the lie. She'd clearly thought through exactly what story would make her look good while covering up what had actually happened. We went back to my apartment, and Emma suggested we order dinner and have a quiet night in. "I just want to be close to you," she said, curling up next to me on the couch. "This trip made me realize how much I love what we have. I decided it was time." "That's interesting," I said, pulling out my phone. "Because I have a very different understanding of what happened on your trip." I started showing her the screenshots. One by one, I went through every video, every caption, every lie she'd told me. Emma's face went through several phases: confusion, recognition, panic, and finally anger. "Who sent you these?" she demanded. "Someone was spying on me?" "Multiple people sent them to me, Emma. Apparently, your behavior was so inappropriate that people who barely know me felt like they needed to tell me what my girlfriend was doing." "It wasn't what it looked like," she said quickly. "I was just having fun. It didn't mean anything." "So you admit you were lying to me every night when you called?" "I just didn't want you to worry or get the wrong idea." "The wrong idea?" "Emma, there's a video of you making out with someone. What's the right idea here?" She started crying then, but they felt like manipulative tears rather than genuine remorse. "It was just kissing. It didn't mean anything. I was drunk and stupid, but I love you. None of those guys meant anything to me. Just kissing? So you admit you cheated on me multiple times?" "It wasn't cheating. We weren't on a break, but it was just vacation stuff. It doesn't count when you're in a different city." I stared at her. "Vacation stuff doesn't count? Emma, do you hear yourself right now?" She tried a different approach. "Jake, please. I made some mistakes, but I came home to you. Doesn't that prove that you're the one I really want? You came home to me and lied about everything that happened. You described a completely fictional trip and told me you'd realized you don't want to party anymore. You were planning to never tell me the truth. Because I knew you'd overreact. I knew you'd make a big deal out of nothing. Cheating on me repeatedly and then lying about it is nothing?" Emma was getting desperate now. "I'll delete Snapchat. I'll never go on a girls' trip again. I'll do whatever you want to fix this." But I was done. "Emma, the problem isn't Snapchat or girls' trips. The problem is that you're not the person I thought you were. Someone who loved me wouldn't have acted like she was single for 4 days and then lied about it. Everyone makes mistakes when they're drunk and on vacation." "Do they?" "Because I've been drunk and on trips without you, and I've never made out with other people or acted like I was single. That's not a drunk mistake, that's a choice." Update 1. The breakup was messy, but not in the way I expected. Emma didn't fight for our relationship or try to prove she could change. Instead, she got angry that I'd violated her privacy by looking at screenshots of her public Snapchat story. She texted me for days after our breakup, but not to apologize. She was furious that people were monitoring her and that I'd made a big deal out of harmless flirting. She kept insisting that what happened in Miami didn't count because it was vacation and she'd been drinking. The most telling part was when she accused me of being controlling and insecure for not being okay with her behavior. She said that if I really loved her, I would have trusted her to get it out of her system and come home to me. That's when I realized Emma fundamentally didn't understand what a committed relationship meant. In her mind, she should be able to act single whenever she wanted, as long as she came home to me afterward. The lying wasn't even the worst part, it was her genuine belief that she hadn't done anything wrong. Her friends Madison and Chloe reached out to me separately, which was surprising. Madison apologized for not stopping Emma and said she'd been uncomfortable with Emma's behavior but hadn't known how to address it. She kept saying you guys weren't that serious and that she needed to see what else was out there before settling down, Madison told me. Chloe was more direct. "Emma has always been like this," she said. "She loves having a boyfriend for stability, but she also wants to be able to hook up with other people when the opportunity arises. I thought you knew that's who she was." I definitely didn't know that's who she was. Emma had been good at presenting herself as someone who was ready for a serious relationship while apparently telling her friends something completely different. Update 2. About 2 weeks after our breakup, I started hearing stories about Emma's behavior that put the Miami trip in a different context. A mutual friend told me that Emma had been flirting with guys at bars even when we were together, but always when I wasn't around or wasn't paying attention. Another friend mentioned that Emma had been on dating apps during our relationship, claiming she was just looking and keeping her options open. She'd apparently been very careful about not getting caught, but several people had seen her profiles. The more I learned, the more I realized that Emma had been treating our entire relationship as a placeholder while she looked for something better. The Miami trip wasn't an aberration, it was just the first time she'd been sloppy enough to get caught. I also found out that the reason so many people sent me screenshots wasn't just because they felt bad for me. Emma had been telling people at the bars and clubs that she was single. She wasn't just flirting with guys while having a boyfriend, she was actively lying about being in a relationship to make hooking up easier. Madison eventually told me the full truth about the trip. Emma had planned from the beginning to see what was out there in Miami. She'd packed her sexiest clothes, downloaded dating apps specifically for the trip, and told the girls she was going to have some fun before Jake and I get too serious. According to Madison, Emma had hooked up with at least 4 different guys during the 4-day trip. The videos I'd seen were just the tip of the iceberg. There were entire nights where Emma had left the group to go home with someone she'd met at a bar. She kept saying it didn't count because you weren't there, Madison told me. Like the relationship was only real when you were in the same city. Update 3. The story took an unexpected turn when Emma started dating one of the guys from Miami. Apparently, she'd stayed in touch with the bartender from the first video and had been planning to visit him even before our relationship officially ended. She posted photos with him on Instagram about a month after our breakup, using captions like "when you know, and found my person in the most unexpected place." The comments were full of her friends acting like this was some romantic love story instead of the result of her cheating on me. But the most satisfying part was watching Emma's pattern repeat itself. According to mutual friends, she lasted about 2 months with a Miami bartender before she got caught cheating on him too. Apparently, she'd been flirting with guys at bars in our city while telling the bartender she was just hanging out with friends. The bartender found out the same way I did, through social media evidence. Emma had posted videos of herself getting cozy with other guys and then lied about what she'd been doing when he called to check in. When he confronted her, Emma used the same excuses she'd used with me. It was just flirting, it didn't mean anything, and he was being controlling and insecure for making a big deal out of it. The difference was that the bartender had already seen Emma's pattern with me. He knew exactly who she was and didn't waste time trying to work things out. He just blocked her on everything and moved on. Final update. It's been 6 months since the Miami trip, and I'm in a much better place. I'm dating someone new, Sarah, who I met through friends, and the contrast is incredible. Sarah is genuinely committed to our relationship and doesn't treat it like a backup plan while she looks for something better. Emma, meanwhile, has continued her pattern of getting into relationships and then sabotaging them by acting single whenever she wants to. She's been through 3 more guys since the Miami bartender, and each relationship has ended the same way, with her getting caught cheating and then claiming the other person was being unreasonable. The funny thing is that Emma's reputation has caught up with her. Word has gotten around our social circle about her pattern of behavior, and guys are starting to warn each other about her. She's developed a reputation as someone who's fun for a hookup but not relationship material, which seems to frustrate her since she keeps posting about wanting to find her person. Looking back, I'm grateful that Tyler and the others sent me those screenshots. If they hadn't, I might have wasted years of my life with someone who was never really committed to our relationship. The Miami trip wasn't a mistake or a moment of poor judgment, it was Emma showing me exactly who she was when she thought I wouldn't find out. I learned a lot about red flags and the importance of paying attention to actions rather than words. Emma could say all the right things about commitment and love, but her behavior told a completely different story. The next time someone shows me who they are through their actions, I'll believe them the first time. The screenshots that destroyed my relationship with Emma ultimately saved me from wasting more time with someone who was never going to be faithful. Sometimes the most painful truths are exactly what you need to build a better future.